thanks to all who have tuned in so far. We appreciate it. Fall camp. Here we are, Jim. First day. I'm sure you've taken in some content since they concluded
Yeah.
today. Um, man, what's your biggest takeaway just from the videos you've seen and the few things that have been written so far?
Man, I posted about it, but the team just looks completely different. They look like grown men. It doesn't look like last year or the year before his Tennessee team. I mean, hence the jerseys do look way better. The practice jerseys with the stripes, nice little touch. I love it.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
Marion Dye looks like a man child. I think he's one of those where I'm keeping an eye out with someone I expect to rise
yeah.
this fall camp. Gilliam looks like a leader among men in that one picture I've seen. Dude's a beast. And he also had a good spring, so that's good to see. And Jordan Norman, same thing. I mean, the defensive line just looks beefy.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
Faison Brandon, again, dude, I don't think it's even a question at this point. I think it's his job to lose,
All
per
right,
se.
all
And
right.
I'm calling my shot right now. I know everyone's saying it, but like I'm calling my shot right now. I don't think it. I think after the first scrimmage, like Heupel might call it.
I mean, I feel like we got it not soon after the first scrimmage last fall camp with Joey versus Merklinger. But yeah, I guess we'll go ahead and get into the quarterback talk. I will say this: George didn't look as small as I thought he would. I thought he looked a little bit bigger than I thought he would. Um, and I'll also say this, Jim. I pretty much everything everybody, not everybody, but a lot of people are basing this just off their physique and the it seems like Faison carries himself a little bit more confidently too. But until we see some live action against an opponent, a real opponent, we're not going to know much, in my opinion. But I'm in the same boat as you. I would be surprised if it's not Faison, but I feel like some people stuff they've been saying about George if he ends up being named the starter or wins the job at some point. I mean, might be some tweet deleting going on.
I just don't see it. And the main reason I'm like really convinced is I think Faison will be here next year regardless. I don't think he's the type to run away from anything. He doesn't seem like that type. And I think Tennessee would put the money up for him regardless. But that's your guy next year. And to me, people expect Tennessee to go 8-4, 7-5 this year. And why not let the kid get the bumps and the bruises, learn, play a full season, no questions asked, and just let him, take some licks and learn from it this year. This way, next year, and we've talked about this before because we said this months ago about this situation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I no George. It would be cool if he was the guy, just because he's the Tennessee kid. I remember his commitment video. He said something along the lines of, "This is not a commitment. It's not a commitment. It's a reckoning, maybe, or destiny, something along those lines." Like he wanted to be at Tennessee. It would be cool, but you got to put out the guy who gives you the best chance to win. And to me, like I said, we're not going to know anything until the bullets start to fly. So we'll see. I think after the Georgia Tech game, we'll know who's the guy.
No,
So,
dude, it's not gonna. I don't think it even gets to that point.
well, in my scenario where I'm talking about real life games, that's where I'm gonna.
Again though, I don't know if I see Heupel making a change. I feel like his decision is going to be the decision,
Yep.
and whoever gets, if it's George being the second guy, you just got to be ready just in case anything crazy happens. I don't think it's going to be one of those where now, unless the one goes in and just plays absolutely horrendous. Like, I mean, like worse than, because like Nico was like just average. Like Nico wasn't anything crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And he did fine. If someone could do that and the defense could step up, and we'll talk about the defense here in a little bit, but like, I don't know. Faison, he has the aura, dude. And I'm bringing out that word, but like around him, he looks like he knows it's his job.
Yeah.
Like that's what it looks like.
I mean, and to be fair, if he's online at all, I mean, most of the national media who people listen to around here, your Pete Nakoses, your Chris Lowe's, they've all floated the idea that he is pretty well in the lead and likely to get the job. So maybe he has, maybe he hasn't. I would hope he hasn't been. I want him to work as much as possible to get that job, but we'll see how it plays out. I don't think it's the situation a lot of people seem to think, that if it's not Faison, then we're not in great hands. I think either one of them can be a good option, given the talent that we have on the offense, the line, and like stable of receivers, the experienced all SEC caliber running back, and Deshaun Bishop. I mean, I think it can go well with either one of them. So I'm just, whoever takes the snaps.
You're not wrong.
Yeah,
you're not wrong.
Yeah,
I'm not saying that about George either.
Yeah, I'm talking like a lot of stuff I see, and we barely have even seen George play, which is a shame. I think he should have played the bowl game, which that's on Heupel, I guess. But we've barely seen him play. I mean, there's nothing. I don't think that you can say he's a bust or not.
I got a question for you with what you just said. Do you think Heupel learned his lesson from the bowl game last year, or 2 years when it was Joe Milton and he had a incredible game against Clemson, and then everyone had these high hopes,
and then we didn't go after Sam Hartman or somebody else?
And it just absolutely put the expectations of this, because think about it. See, George McIntyre goes off, beats Illinois, whatever, and everyone's thinking, oh my God, we're going to the playoff. And then you realize, like, wait a minute, he played one game, and it was a bowl game where everyone sat out, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. So that's another thing you got to think about. Maybe that was a whole plan about it.
Maybe.
I don't know. I think one of them's the reason why they were okay with not getting Sam Leavitt.
Yeah, I mean, we tried, but
they could have gotten other guys though. So
Heupel does seem confident these days. So, And speaking of Heupel, I guess we can talk about this real quick. That yesterday when he was talking about Arian Carter,
love it.
I literally had to, like, I saw the clip first, and then I had to go watch the whole press conference posted by VolQuest to make sure it wasn't AI. That's how much I did not believe that. I was happy to hear that because that's what literally everybody thinks. Josh Pate
said?
Yeah,
he said.
Yeah, he said. He said I'd play him anyway, which is like, I don't know if we're willing to take that risk, but especially it's only 2 games and you assume you can get past Georgia Tech without him, but it would be funny to play him anyway. But anyway, moving on. You said you wanted to talk about the defense for a little bit. Jim Knowles, just from VolQuest yesterday, he expects Tennessee's defense to be a lead and perform in pressure situations. What do you make of that, Jim?
I love it. I truly believe, and it's all going to come down to the defensive line, because I really do think the secondary and the linebackers are obviously going to be improved. They're going to be, significantly improved. Obviously, it can't be hard to do after last year's defense, but I truly believe this defense is going to be elite. And shout out Joey Peterson. He posted saying, what happens if Tennessee gets a top 20 defense? If they get a top 20 defense, we're in the playoff. And everyone coming at me that isn't a Vols fan saying you're delusional is stupid. Because if Tennessee has a top 20 defense and their offense is to the Nico level, and I think it'll be better with all the talent, the offensive line coming back, Deshaun Bishop, and the 1-2 punch. I think Javin Gordon's going to be a beast too.
Yep.
And, I just think Tennessee is being slept on. And it's hard to say. I know we're a Vols podcast. I'm trying not to be like that. But, like, if this Tennessee defense is a top 20 defense, people should be afraid. Like if let's say Tennessee, obviously Furman, they're going to destroy. Kennesaw State, they're going to destroy. But let's say we go to Georgia Tech and we hold them to, 7 to 10 points and score, 35.
That would be.
If I'm Texas, I'm going,
yeah.
We might. I know it's Georgia Tech, but that's pretty impressive. Like that, if Tennessee holds them under, 14 on the road, we're going to be raising some eyebrows.
Yeah. I don't think that's out of the realm of possibility at all. Jim Knowles, it seems like by him saying that, he's just trying to instill some confidence in his group. I think confidence is very big when you're talking about college football. Attitudes matter. Believing in yourself matters a lot more than it does in the NFL. I mean, by the time you're in the NFL, you kind of know that you're on that level for the most part. It's been the talking point for 8 months. Everybody's heard it. It's just the first year under Knowles. If they can clear that hurdle, learn the system, and execute it good, I mean, and I've maintained that if they just tackle, we're going to shave off maybe 10 or more points a game. Things go well. And when you say if Tennessee has a top 20 defense, they'll make the playoff. I mean, I don't think that's crazy to say at all. Even in
with our schedule. Yeah,
and even in the Nico years, even last year with the guy with Joey not getting to campus until 2.5 months before the season. I mean, we were able to have a statistically very good offense. Now, I've maintained that there were still some questions last year about how good the offense was, against the bigger opponents outside of Georgia in the games we lost. I don't blame that all on Joey, but a lot of it was coaching, especially in that Alabama game. But statistically, the offense has been able to be effective, even with, an unstable quarterback situation the last 3 years. I mean, we've had different quarterback the last 3 years. We're about to go into the fourth one with the fourth new quarterback. So
right.
Maybe in 2027 we can have the same quarterback back again.
I think it's going to happen. I don't think Josh Heupel lets him get away because again, we've seen it before. We could see a freshman just absolutely ball out. Because a lot of people tend to forget. I mean, Faison could run.
Yeah,
he could run, and after listening to his high school coach talk about him, he wasn't asked to throw the deep ball. He can throw the deep ball, but in high school he wasn't asked to just launch the ball deep, on a consistent basis. So if he could land those deep balls, because obviously that's a big part of this offense after you get, the system running. I mean, he's got the weapons. He's got the protection, and it's going to be very interesting to see. And George also can throw the deep ball. So, again, whoever gets the job, I already said who I think is going to get it, is going to – they have the weapons to be good.
Yep. The only thing that bugs me about, and I've already said it, the only thing that bugs me is people talking about it like it's just a beauty pageant. Like, sure, Faison looks bigger, but that's not all that goes into the quarterback position. So We'll see how it plays out. Besides the quarterback competition, which is obviously the biggest one, what would you put at number 2 as far as position battles?
On either side or on offense?
Either side.
I just point to the defensive line mainly. And I wouldn't say it's position battles. I'm curious because Jim Knowles kind of dodges the question when asked about edge rushers.
Yeah.
And my thought process is he doesn't want to say he's going to use linebackers, but how scary would it be? Jaden Perlotti coming off the edge, dude. That kid's fast.
And on certain plays, yes. But I think that speed over the middle, it would be the best utilization of that, sideline to sideline. But yeah, him coming off on a third down, he's probably going to get there. So,
well, especially if you're bringing 5-6 guys.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my main concern, because I think, like I said, the secondary to me is going to be improved. The linebackers room is stacked. A lot of people have said that it's probably the deepest and strongest in the country, which is a big deal. So what are we going to get from the defensive line? You need to see what you get from Marion Dye. I mean, he looks the part for sure. Xavier Gilliam had an insane spring from what we've heard.
Yep.
And can Hobbs stay healthy?
Yeah,
because I think that's a huge deal. And did you catch the thing about when Heupel was asked about keeping tabs on the 5-for-5 thing?
Yeah, he said that they're exploring options.
Into it.
Yeah.
I'm kind of curious. I was like, who's he talking about?
I mean, I think most people assume that he's talking about Jackson Moy, but
there's plenty more people that could come back.
I mean, I think you got enough guys there. I mean, you mentioned Gillum, Utley, Dye, Isaiah Campbell.
Yeah.
I think we
Nathan Robinson looks like an absolute gladiator.
Yeah.
I mean,
then the guy we got from
Jordan Norman.
There you go. It's hard to keep up with all these damn new players.
I'm trying to think of others because you got Christian Gass. I think he's gonna have. He's gonna get I think he'll get 5 to 10 snaps a game. So can he be an option to get more snaps?
There's a lot of possibilities with all the young talent that's over there in that front seven. I think you mentioned the corners for a second there. I think those top two are pretty entrenched for Redmond and Lee. Just on just looking at the roster. Do you disagree with that?
No, I think that is your 1-2 combo with Quay Moss at the nickel.
Yeah,
I'm more curious about what they do safety wise
than
anything when it comes to the secondary. I mean, Farouk, I'm rooting for him. I want him to start. You don't get those types of guys anymore that want to compete. So, but yeah, when it comes to the corners, I think that's your 1-2 combo, and I'm not mad about it. Ty Redmond was phenomenal last year, and Kane Lee has a lot of experience.
Ty Redmond, struggled early that Georgia game. I think he learned a lot of lessons in that game. He got baptism by fire. This is what happened to Ty Redmond, and I think he's going to be a lot better off for it in his second year. The position battle that I'm most interested in outside of the quarterbacks is who gets the nod at wide receiver 3. You're literally looking at just 4 or 5 guys that are first or second year players, and I think there's a lot of great options there. And in the 2-minute drill with Hubbs and Austin Price, Hubbs made it a point to mention Tyreek King. It said he looked like he belonged. So maybe that's a sleeper there. But, of course, you have Rodarius Jackson, Travis Smith, TK Keys, who he had that little injury that Heupel was talking about. I don't think that'll be a huge issue. But I'm not even willing to make a prediction there because I think whoever they choose to go with there is going to be effective.
Yeah. I think Tyreek King is going to be an option at punt returner. I've seen a couple of things about that. I mean, his speed's insane. When it comes to wide receiver 3, I don't know. I mean, you're going to get Tristan Keys is going to play. I don't know to the extent of how much, but he's going to play.
He needs to play. I don't want him going anywhere.
Radar just, to me, he just looks like a guy that is, there. I mean, the wide receiver room in general, they posted a picture of the wide receiver room, and it's just Travis Smith looks the part. I mean, he is just, he's been comped to Julio Jones, which obviously is a big.
You can't do much better than that as far as a comp goes.
Yeah, and I'm looking him up right now, and he's 6'3", 215, perfect build for an outside guy, and that's what we really need. I mean, Staley played excellent in the slot. Mike Matthews could probably, he plays both, and you're really just looking. It'd be nice if you have 2 options. I mean, it'd be great to have 2 of the 3 we're talking about hit to where they're fighting for playing time.
Yeah.
because you never know with the SEC gauntlet we're playing, and someone gets hurt, you're gonna have someone step up anyway.
Yeah.
So
Well,
again,
it was 2024, the Nico year, when Brew missed a lot of time, Dante Thornton missed a lot of time, and Squirrel missed a lot of time. So yeah, and they were
we
not.
still made the playoff somehow.
Yeah, and they were Dylan Sampson the defense, and the like
defense was ranked 6th that year.
And then I was gonna say like the 10 good plays Nico made to win us some games, that outweighed slightly the horrible plays he made to dig us the holes in those games. But anyway, let's not reminisce on that whole deal. But yeah, I mean, you're totally right. Injuries are bound to happen, and maybe not for like them missing a substantial amount of time, but like maybe a drive or two, and everybody's gonna have to be ready. And like I said, I mean, I think this is far and away the most talent we've had in the receiver room in Heupel's era, from the back end guy to the front end guys, like top to bottom. I think is pretty solid. I mean, we're way past the days of Chaz Nimrod and Squirrel.
No offense, because we'll see Chaz Nimrod this year.
No, full offense, because I don't think he's going to do a damn thing. But let's move on.
On to the next thing.
I was listening to Talk Sports today with John Reed, and he was and they were talking about the offensive line, what would be, and they were just talking about who would be the best guys and where they would slot in. And I think back to last year, I totally agreed with them. I don't think Jesse Perry is out of the tackle conversation, the right tackle conversation.
He looks the part, dude.
And a lot of people are slotting him in at guard, though. So, but he played a lot better at tackle than he did at guard.
True. It's up to Ori Williams, honestly. I feel like if Ori Williams is the guy that they think that they're getting, I think Perry goes to guard. But if anything, you move Perry to guard and you put Sham at right, or you move Perry to tackle and you put Sham at right guard, or you could move them over, correct? Because maybe Sham goes to the left side and Mo goes to the right side. Because I think Sham played on the left side last year.
Yep, and
so
I don't think you can count out a guy like Donovan Haslam either to crack some spots there. I mean, he's 6'3", 350. He's played a lot of football.
And he's a big old boy. And you see him in the team picture, the dude takes up like huge. 4 seats.
He's a hoss. I mean, and that's you started with it. I mean, that was one of the big takeaways just from the highlight video from today. The team looks more in shape, a lot bigger, And I know it's again we're talking about the beauty pageant stuff, but I mean just looking at them, they look the part. So, yeah. But yeah, I think that's another position. I think the left side of your line is there. I think it's obviously Sanders, Mo, and then Pendleton in the middle. I don't think that's going to change. But that right side, there's a lot of room for finding out who your best group is there. And honestly, it's good that we have 7 to 8 guys, because on the offensive line, we've dealt with that for years in a row. There's going to be injuries there too. So it's nice to have a problem of who do we put there. It's kind of like what we talked about in what we've talked about in the baseball season previews in the last few years. And that's a good problem to have, figuring out who's your best guy. It's a lot better than figuring out, do we have 5 guys that can play? So
well, that's the beauty of it, is people tend to forget that Sham played. I mean, you have a full offensive line back. I mean, they're all,
if you wanted to just go with continuity, yeah, you have a full one.
And Shams played, I think, 9 games last year, 8 to 9 games. And they know the offense. So, again, I think it's up to Ori Williams. I think if Ori Williams is your guy at right tackle, then it just seamlessly goes Williams, Perry, Pendleton, Mo, and Sanders.
I agree. I do think most of the offensive line talk does come down to Ori Williams. I think you're 100% correct. Thank you, Juice. I do love this jersey. I got it luckily at one of those. Jim, you know those big like warehouses with a bunch of booths that your woman takes you to
And you
sometimes.
just happen to see a Vols Adidas jersey.
Yeah, it was like a diamond in the rough, and I got this bad boy for like $40. A classic Adidas.
Deal.
So maybe sometimes go with your woman to the big warehouses with booths. You might find something. But moving on. Any more thoughts on the first day of fall camp? They'll be back out tomorrow, and then before you know it, the first scrimmage will be here. But yeah, anything else?
I don't think so. There's not really much to talk about day one. That's a good question, Juice. That's a good question. We're about to get into that because
what he meant to say was Faison/GMAC.
No, Juice. I know what you're saying, and we're all not wrong. Faison's QB1 unless he has an absolute horrendous.
What he meant to say was Ryan Staub.
Yeah,
what is your touch? Yeah. The question is, what's your touchdown interception ratio for Faison this year, fellas?
Okay. Well, let's look at this. Hold on. Go ahead. Keep talking. I'm looking something.
Okay.
Up.
You know, if it is Faison, I think I would be okay with like I surely hope it would be better than Nico's, which is like 19-5.
I was just looking that up. 19-5, and his he only had 2,600 yards, 63% completion rating. Yeah, if he could
4-1. If he's somewhere around 4-1, you know, I think that would be good. So
well, yeah, I'm hoping for less than 6 interceptions
and more than 19 touchdowns, please.
Anything better than that is a win. To me, if I'm calling my shot right now, I think it's hard for the quarterbacks to throw a lot of touchdowns in this offense. We run the ball an insane amount. But
we in 2022, it was Hooker throwing the deep ball down to the 3, 2, or 1 yard line, and then the running backs punching it in. So yeah, you know,
I'd say I'm gonna go 23 touchdowns, 7 interceptions.
Yeah,
that's too shabby for a freshman.
No, it's if you told me that right now, I don't know if I would lock it in, but I would be certainly okay with that. I would need to see how many yards he passes for before I lock that in. So, but yeah.
Well, if he's throwing 23 touchdowns, I think he'll be above the 2,600 that Nico threw. I'd say probably maybe like 28, 2,900.
Yeah.
So
a lot of people, you know, we were so run heavy that in 2024, we had 2 receivers in the game for like a lot of the time. And it was that big jumbo package with 2 tight ends. We were hammering the ball in the ground game, and 2,600 was like, and then you go back to how many passes he missed. I mean, I think there's a lot of room for Faison to even crowd 3,000 or more. I mean, if he's what we hope he is. So,
well, not only that, I mean, Josh Heupel doesn't pad stats, and I mean, he could.
He doesn't anymore. He used to.
Well, yeah, I'm saying like he doesn't like Faison's not going to be in the fourth quarter just launching deep balls.
No,
it's just not going to happen. And because if that were the case, Nico would have probably had 3,000 yards. If there's like 2 or 3 games where Nico probably could have still thrown the ball and done that, but it's just not going to happen. So again, I think in a perfect world, if he's 2,900 with the touchdowns, the interceptions that I said, he'd probably be a top 4 quarterback in the SEC the following year.
Yeah, and then you've mentioned it tonight, Jim. I mean, how many yards would he have rushed for?
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
So,
I think Nico ran for 358. So,
yeah, Nico was sneaky athletic when he wanted to be.
Yeah, except his giraffe legs, dude.
Yeah. Yeah, I hate to talk about Nico so much. I know some people get annoyed with it, but
I don't even hate him anymore.
It was just such a pivot point for the program. I mean, we are in the situation we are in now because of it. So I feel like it's okay to talk about. So, but anyway, Any more thoughts on football? And please, for those who are listening, feel free to put something in chat and we'll riff on it for a few minutes. So, but yeah, unless we get any more, do you have anything else, Jim?
There's so much to talk about. That's the thing. It's like I can go on and on and on and on. I'm ready for our dang predictions already. So it's like killing me to just not talk about stuff. But no, that's probably it for right now. I mean, first day of fall camp. It's like you said, Christmas morning. Tomorrow's gonna be Christmas morning, day 2.
And then before you know it, they'll be out there in pads, and then before you know it, they'll be in the first scrimmage. So
before you know it, we'll be inside Neyland Stadium.
I know, exciting times. It always is. But yeah, the one last thing I would like to say in the practice highlight video, that there was a few, probably 20 seconds of Heupel just, watching over a drill, and he had his hands on his hips, and he legitimately looks like Philip Fulmer. I was like, wow. Philip Fulmer, the coach, not the athletic director.
I don't know who talking about Josh Heupel. I don't know who posted it, but I did notice it in the does he? And I don't mean I'm not going to cuss, but you're going to know what I'm talking about.
Cuss.
He looks like he doesn't give up this year.
I mean,
not like I don't care what happens, but he looks like he's like going to be what we want him to be.
Yeah, I mean, I don't. Maybe he's learned how to handle a freshman quarterback better.
Take risks.
Yeah, I mean, maybe. I said it earlier.
I want the old offense back, dude. That's what I want. That's what I want. Bring the old offense back, lightning speed.
Yeah,
because with all these new rules, they can't keep up with you.
Yeah, I mean, we just need the next Hendon, and hopefully Faison is that.
Faison has the tangibles. I mean, did you? I think it was you that brought it up. Where what was his favorite college player growing up?
I don't remember if I brought that up or not.
Oh well, it's Cam Newton.
Oh yeah, I saw that today, and he has like the same measurables.
Yeah, same measurables. He could run. He could throw. People better hope he ain't that good. People better hope he ain't that good.
Could you imagine?
Oh, it's over. And then you got a Jim Knowles defense. It's over.
Yeah. I think that's the main theme of what I've seen from the coaches so far was, just the confidence seems to be higher. Yeah. And I think that comes along when you hire a national championship defensive coordinator and a national championship strength coach. So, and they've recruited well. They have a roster that they can mold into something they are proud of. And, we'll see what happens. Jalen Washington, Jim.
Love it.
How much does that change the basketball team's outlook in your mind?
I think it changed it tremendously. He's not like a stat stuffer, but we were concerned, with the big men that we had. We were concerned that we didn't have, we had guys that could score, but we need someone to defend the rim. But Jalen Washington fills that void. 6'10". He played at Vanderbilt last year. I'm looking at his stats here, and how could you complain about that in the SEC? I mean,
yeah,
his stats are pretty dang close to Felix Okpara.
Yeah, I mean, if he can be
with better free throws.
Yeah, if he can be, 3/4 of what Felix was last year, I think that this will pay off tremendously. I was a little worried about our post depth, and now with this addition, I mean, a 6'10", 250 big man who has played in the SEC, I think it was exactly what we needed. I wouldn't be surprised if he is, number 2 as far as, the big guys go now behind Dwayne Brown. I feel like he should be. Those other guys do not have the SEC experience, so and honestly, we don't even need him to score 9 points a game. I mean, just do what Felix did, like you were saying, catch the lobs and get to the free throw line and hit them and block shots, get the rebounds. Be a mini Felix, and I think this is tremendously valuable to the basketball team. So very happy to see that. And Rick hinted at it a few weeks ago that they were still looking around to add one guy. This was the guy, the that new ruling that dropped that has gotten a lot of players back into the college game. What about that dude from Indiana who's now back there? The guy who didn't even play in the playoffs, who had crazy numbers.
Is that the one that got hurt?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's the one that like got hurt, like giving high fives, like
something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, it was after one of the big games. I remember like he couldn't play in the national championship or whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, it is what it is. At this point, this is what college sports has become. Again, when we're talking Jackson Moy, we're talking, I saw something about Sakai Ziegler putting in some kind of lawsuit. And you're going to see that. You're going to see players that would have came back and they couldn't because of the rule. And I mean, you got kids in dang college basketball. They played for 4 different G League teams and they're coming back to college sports. Again, if I'm Josh Heupel, I'm like, hey, Jackson, just sign right here. You'll be on the team immediately. And that's that. What's the NCAA going to do? Sue you? Like,
yeah.
Again, it's the same thing with the Arian Carter situation. How come college basketball players could do what he did, but college football can't? Makes no sense.
I don't even try to make sense of the NCAA anymore.
Get rid of them. Get rid of them.
It really, I know a lot of people aren't happy with Greg Sankey recently about his, floating the idea of SEC doing their own thing, but we would not hear any of this garbage about Arian Carter being suspended 2 games for nonsense. We wouldn't hear a lot of the other stupid shit the NCAA does. So maybe I'm on board with that. If it comes down to it, if a few more things go against Tennessee, let's just do the SEC on its own. It really drives me nuts about, if they would they let the toothpaste out of the tube 5 years ago where they didn't know what they were doing. Now we are where we are. I think it's getting a little bit better, but yeah, it is what it is. What about Darnell Wright, highest paid right tackle in NFL history?
Well deserved. I mean, he's one of the main protectors for Caleb Williams right now, and to me, he deserved it.
Yeah, it's nice to see a Tennessee guy get this big of a deal, especially one of the guys who stayed through the, Jeremy Pruitt debacle. He flourished under Heupel, top 10 pick, and now he's getting his payday. And I think, that probably was a big deal in getting David Sanders here last year in his recruitment. Like, look at Darnell Wright. Look at your Trey Smiths of the world, but specifically Wright because he was a Heupel guy. He played under Heupel. The more stuff we see like this, it's going to bode well for Tennessee, man. And it really hurt me to see Brazel and a Princeton fan went down with the same injury, so they're not going to be able to play this year for their respective NFL teams. But I think, the more you get talented players here, the more you develop them, the more success we have. I mean, you're going to hear more stuff like this. I'm very happy for Darnell Wright. Anything else tonight, Jim?
I don't think so. I just want these next 30 days to just fly by, dude, and just get me back to Knoxville.
Yeah, it'll be 4 weeks away here in a few days, so we're right up on it. Like I said, pads will be popping, and next week, I believe. I think I forgot to mention this, Jim, but Brent Hoops also said there was like very few red jerseys outside of the quarterbacks today. We have a healthy team, knock on wood, so far.
God, please keep the main guys healthy.
Yeah,
that's 100%. The main thing.
Yeah,
like you don't have to be overworking them. Go through practice, go through the stuff. Let Derek Owens do his thing, and this team's gonna be ready, dude. I'm telling you. I think. Again, I've said it multiple times, but I really do think that this team is going to be really good.
Yep. Yeah. there's a chance for us to surprise a lot of people, which I think Heupel's been at his best when Tennessee has been, overlooked. So I think that'll do it for us tonight, buddy. We appreciate those who have tuned in. We love you. Please keep tuning in. I expect to see some big lives here as we get into the season. I think I don't know if you remember, Jim, the first time we did a live, we had it was before the Georgia game, maybe the first one we did before a game, and it was like 200 people. It was the first one we ever did, and that really that touched me. I like that we have people who give a damn about what we say, even if it is just once a week.
Well, and we do it for fun. We do it for fun. And honestly, fall camp, we might have to do some surprise lives with crazy stuff that happens. You never know.
Yeah.
Hopefully good stuff. Good stuff.
Yeah, I'm not going live if somebody tears their ACL. I'd just be over here with the towel over my head weeping. So
God, you need to go cut that out of the video and can't even have those words around here.
Yeah. Well, anyway, again, we appreciate all of you, and go Vols.
Go Vols, baby.